Hello, and welcome to today's presentation, HR Mistakes That Can Lead to Lawsuits. Today, Professional Insurance Programs is going to discuss some of the most common HR mistakes employers make, how these issues can increase legal and financial risk, and steps businesses can take to help protect themselves. For many small businesses, HR responsibilities are often handled by business owners, office managers, or supervisors who already wear multiple hats. Even employers with good intentions can make costly mistakes without realizing the potential consequences. Our goal today is to provide practical guidance, real-world examples, and helpful best practices that can help employers reduce risk and better support their teams. Let's get started. During today's webinar, we will discuss why HR risks are increasing, 6 common HR mistakes employers make, real-world claim examples, documentation and policy best practices, how Mineral HR can help, and key takeaways to help reduce risk. Whether your business has 3 employees or 50, strong HR practices are an important part of protecting your organization. HR-related claims continue to create challenges for businesses of all sizes. Today's employees are more informed about workplace rights and expectations than ever before. At the same time, employment laws continue to evolve, creating additional compliance responsibilities for employers. Businesses are also seeing greater expectations around consistency and communication, more workplace complaints, increased legal scrutiny, and higher defense costs. Even when employers ultimately prevail, employment-related claims can still become time-consuming and expensive to defend. Small businesses are especially vulnerable because many do not have dedicated HR departments or internal compliance resources. That is why proactive HR practices matter. One of the fastest ways employers create legal risk is through inconsistent policy enforcement. Problems often occur when employees believe rules are applied differently depending on the individual. Examples may include handling discipline differently between team members, making exceptions without documentation, allowing one employee to work remotely but denying another, and enforcing attendance policies inconsistently. Even if an employer has good intentions, inconsistent treatment can lead to complaints involving discrimination, favoritism, or unfair treatment. Consistency is one of the strongest protections employers have. Policies should be clear, documented, applied fairly, and enforced consistently. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Documentation is one of the most important tools employers have when defending employment decisions. Unfortunately, many businesses either delay documentation or fail to document issues at all. Common documentation mistakes include relying only on verbal warnings, waiting too long to document concerns, using emotional or subjective language, or keeping incomplete personnel files. Good documentation should be timely, factual, professional, and consistent. Documentation should focus on observable behaviors and business-related concerns, not personal opinions or frustration. When documentation is missing, vague, or inconsistent, employers lose credibility and increase their exposure during disputes. Let's look at a common example. An employee was terminated due to ongoing performance concerns. Management believed the termination was justified and had discussed concerns verbally several times. However, when the termination was challenged, the employer could not provide written warnings, performance reviews, corrective action records, or documentation of coaching conversations. Without documentation, it became difficult to demonstrate a consistent pattern of performance problems. The case became significantly more difficult and expensive to defend. One important lesson employers should remember is this: if it is not documented, it becomes much harder to prove later. Another common issue involves outdated or incomplete employee handbooks. Some businesses have no handbook at all, use outdated policies, forget to review policies regularly, or fail to update procedures as laws change. An employee handbook should clearly communicate expectations, procedures, and workplace standards. Important policies often include anti-harassment policies, leave and attendance policies, workplace conduct expectations, complaint procedures, remote work guidelines, and social media policies. Employers should also obtain signed acknowledgement forms confirming that employees received and reviewed the handbook. Regular updates are important because workplace laws and expectations continue to evolve. The hiring process can create legal exposure if employers are not careful. Interview questions should focus on skills, qualifications, experience, and job-related responsibilities. Questions involving age, religion, family status, disabilities, pregnancy, or medical conditions can create legal concerns and should generally be avoided. Social media screening can also unintentionally expose protected information about candidates. Another important best practice is consistency. Using standardized interview questions and evaluation criteria helps reduce bias and supports fair hiring practices. Background checks also require compliance with federal and state requirements, including proper consent procedures. Employee terminations are one of the most common triggers for employment-related claims. How an employee is terminated often matters just as much as why. Mistakes frequently occur when employers react emotionally, move too quickly, skip documentation steps, ignore internal procedures, or fail to prepare for the conversation. Timing also matters. For example, terminations that occur shortly after employee complaints, leave requests, accommodation requests, and injury claims may increase the risk of retaliation allegations. Before making termination decisions, employers should carefully review documentation, policies, and prior actions. Slowing down and reviewing the full situation before acting can help reduce risk significantly. Wage and hour laws continue to create challenges for many employers. Importantly, many violations are completely unintentional. Common issues include employee misclassification, overtime mistakes, off-the-clock work, and improper remote work time tracking. For example, employees who answer emails, take calls, or complete tasks outside scheduled hours may still need to be compensated depending on their classification. Remote work has also created new tracking and compliance challenges for employers. Wage and hour claims can lead to back pay, penalties, investigations, or legal expenses. That is why payroll practices and employee classifications should be reviewed regularly. Small businesses often face unique HR challenges. Many organizations rely on one office manager, one business owner, and one supervisor to handle multiple responsibilities, including HR. As businesses grow, informal processes that once worked may no longer be enough. Common challenges include limited HR staff, outdated procedures, lack of formal training, and rapid growth without updated policies. Even good employers with good intentions can create legal exposure without realizing it. The important thing to remember is that these risks are manageable with the right resources and proactive planning. This is where HR support resources can make a significant difference. Professional Insurance Programs offers clients and WDA members free access to Mineral HR resources designed to help employers navigate HR and compliance challenges more confidently. Mineral provides valuable tools and resources such as employee handbook builders, HR templates and forms, compliance guidance, access to certified HR professionals, training materials, and policy resources. Having access to trusted HR support can help employers make more informed decisions and address concerns before they escalate into larger problems. For many small businesses, Mineral can feel like having an additional HR support system available whenever questions arise. This resource is provided at no cost to Professional Insurance Programs clients and WDA members. To request your free Mineral account, simply contact your PIP account manager or email info@profinsprog.com with your name, business address and phone number, email address, and number of employees. If additional staff members need access, please include their names and email addresses as well. There are several proactive steps employers can take to help reduce HR-related risks. These include training managers and supervisors, reviewing policies regularly, documenting consistently, using HR resources proactively, and asking questions before making difficult employment decisions. Many employment-related issues begin with preventable mistakes or inconsistent communication. Strong processes and good habits can go a long way toward reducing risk. Being proactive is almost always less expensive than reacting after a claim occurs. Most HR lawsuits do not begin with bad intentions. They often begin with inconsistent communication, missing documentation, outdated policies, informal processes, or lack of training. The good news is that many of these risks are preventable. Taking time to review your practices, strengthen documentation, update policies, and use available resources can help better protect your business and your employees. No employer will ever eliminate all risk completely, but proactive planning can make a significant difference. Thank you for joining us today. We hope this presentation provided practical information you can use within your organization. If you would like to learn more about Mineral HR resources or discuss your business insurance and risk management needs, Professional Insurance Programs is here to help. Our team can be reached at 414-277-0154, info@profinsprog.com, or visit our website www.insuranceformmembers.com. Thank you again. This presentation is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Consult a qualified employment attorney for guidance specific to your situation.